Aries, welcome to your reading. I forgive me if my voice sounds terrible. I am not feeling well, but this is just an extended to the short that I just uploaded. I felt the need to extend this one because of how powerful this energy is. You're here popping up in your reading twice with the Emperor and the Fool card. So this is not about, yes, this is about love. This is about more so I wanted to make like a video in regards to like self-empowerment, and the first card I'm using, the Shamanic Healing Oracle cards. Love this deck. um the first card you got was self-love, right? The overall energy was healing energy, and underneath that is changes. And then as I shuffled your cards, the overall energy you have here is the Ten of Swords. Underneath that, the Hierophant. You have the Emperor, the King of Swords, and the Fool. So what this tells me is that for such the self-love card, right? Let's just focus on this one. For so long in your life, you have loved others. You have even given strangers the benefit of the doubt. But this card also speaks of, like when people have labeled you wrong, like, gave you a negative, like say someone said you were vulnerable or you were needy or you were crazy, or, these labels that's just like people use to put you down. That's far from the truth. You just were loving and you were just misunderstood and you were just trying your best. You were just living with your heart open, but you attracted people that, weren't really for your highest good. They were in the sense so that you can grow, right? But not in the sense where they would love you the way that you have loved. And it's telling you here that it's time for you to love yourself the way that you love everyone. Because when it comes to yourself, you fall short of loving yourself the way you love others. Because when it comes to you, in your mind, you believe all those labels. So I'm gonna use myself as an example. Like, I remember a long time ago, someone that I had cared for like a lot had told me that, like I was just like some he told me I was like super vulnerable, and he said this while I was like on the floor crying because he did something wrong, he did something really messed up. But I had believed for the because the what came with that was this notion that being vulnerable was weak, right? So for years of my life, I thought that I was weak because I was so vulnerable, right? I was so easy to cry, and I was manipulated so easy because I was so trusting, right? So he labeled me as that, and I lived for years thinking that I was this weak person. And it wasn't until I started coming into this self-love period, right, that I realized my vulnerability is my greatest strength. Because we live in a world of appearances. Everyone is wearing a mask, and you may see this. I know that you know this. You've been through a lot of betrayal here, with people whom you had given the benefit of the doubt one too many times, because you understand human nature. You understand that people, we're not perfect and we're not robots. We make mistakes. And I think that you have gave people so many chances and you live life so wholeheartedly and you freely give this love. But you have been backstabbed and betrayed, and a lot of it, you probably were very mentally abused, with people maybe giving you empty promises or telling you whatever. So I brought that story up so that it could kind of set an example of wherever in your life where someone told you something, you started believing, and you started chipping away at your self-worth, and you started chipping away at the love that you give yourself, and you started being, hard on yourself. And one thing I know about Aries, I love the sign of Aries, and I'm gonna tell you why. Aries is very strong, very you guys have this fire that when you're really committed to something, there's nothing that could stop you. You're a cardinal, which means that you're a leader. You get the ball rolling. You're unstoppable when you put your mind to it. So if someone has ever told you, or multiple people, if they've ever told you, or family members, anybody has ever tried to give you this negative, like told you negative things about yourself, you know, then I think that the King of Swords is here to let you know that you need to cut these people out. Doesn't matter how hard it is. And the thing is with growth, and when you start coming into this self-love, you will start realizing the more you love yourself and you release that self-judgment, like all those years of you telling yourself, believing those labels, and start telling yourself that this stuff is true, that eats away at your psyche. So it's just like I feel like you're in this period of where you're kind of reprogramming your brain, and I think it's really beautiful because it's something very hard to do, and it's something very necessary for us to do, especially now in this day and age. So I see you doing that with ease because I think you've reached this breaking point and you are in this healing energy, and I think you are realizing a lot, that the love that you seek and that love you easily give to others is that love. Your relationship with yourself will be the most important relationship you'll ever have because it's the foundation and the building blocks to ever having a healthy relationship with someone else. If you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself, say you wake up and you're like, oh, like you look in the mirror, I don't like how I look, I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that. Like you already have an unhealthy relationship with yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to wake up and be like, you know what? I love you're so beautiful, you're so handsome, like, I'm gonna do this today. I'm gonna, like you gotta force yourself to do things you don't want to do sometimes. Sometimes we don't want to hit the gym because whatever, like we make a million and one excuses, but we gotta do these things because this is the relationship we have with ourselves. And the more that we strive to make that relationship better, that is when we start attracting the person that we're meant to be with, our life partner. If you're interested in love, it starts with self-love, okay? If you're interested in love, the way that I don't see, I do see that there could be some sort, well, look at that, right? Two of Cups. I see that love will come in, for those of you that's interested in love. Love will come in the moment that you start accepting yourself 100%. You let go of that negative voice in your mind that tells you you're not good enough. You release the labels of the past, the things that people have put on you. You release that. You let that go because that's not true. It's not real. It's just a voice that's in your head. Every time you hear that negative voice, you cut it out and you replace it with a positive. Okay? So if you hear yourself saying something bad about yourself, you stop that voice. Be aware. Be mindful. You listen to that. If you gotta cry, cry. I'm all for crying. I'm all for just you need to take time to release all of that. There's a reason. It's a very hard cycle. Love will come when this self-love takes place. And I think that you're already on this. I think that you're very much aware. You're in your power here with the Emperor and the Fool. Changes are coming. Brand new beginnings in multiple aspects of your life. You have changes under here. And then you have New Day under that. That's crazy. So you have a lot of new adventures awaiting for you. You do have a love offer coming in. I don't know when that's going to happen. But when it's going to happen will be when this love of self is at a specific level. When you start feeling like you don't need anybody and you don't want anybody, that's when the person is going to come in. But you have a lot of new, just beautiful newness just coming in. So any new opportunity, take it. Even if you don't really like it, you don't really like the way it sounds, take it. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know what you're going to learn. This experience that's happening for you right now in life, it's all for you to get to know yourself more, to learn more about yourself, more about your likes, your dislikes. This is more about your self-love. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.